Thank you for joining me. I've got another smackdown dealt by Miaoyi, this time on a FIDE master from India, Joshua AP. I could not find any pictures on this FIDE master, but he's currently rated at 2300 in standard chess, which is what they were playing in this game. Miaoyi currently rated in the 2360s, more or less. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get right into the game. It starts off as a Queen's Gambit decline. So we have d4, d5, c4, e6. And now it's the Queen's Knight variation with Knight to c3. We have Knight f6. And yeah, this has all been played tens of thousands of times by the top grandmasters in chess. Miaoyi now playing white pieces. I should have mentioned Miaoyi's playing white here. Miaoyi continues with C captures on D5. This is the exchange variation. We have E captures on D5 by black, and now Miaoyi develops her bishop to G5. The FIDE master now moves his pawn to C6, and Miaoyi plays pawn to E3. We have bishop to e7 by the FIDE master, and now Miaoyi develops her bishop to d3. We have knight to d7, I should say knight b to d7 by the FIDE master, and still we are in book openings. This position has been reached more than 6,000 times by the top grandmasters in chess. We have queen to c2 by Miaoyi, and now pawn to h6 here. Best possible move in the position by the FIDE master. Miaoyi drops her bishop back to h4, and now we have knight to h5 by the FIDE master. And still, this position has happened dozens of times in top chess play, and in most of those games, bishop captures on e7 was played, as played by Miaoyi here in this position. The FIDE master captures with the queen, of course. Queen captures on e7, and now Miaoyi plays knight to e2. I should say knight ge2. The FIDE master now moves his knight to b6, and now Miaoyi castles. The FIDE master also castles, and now we have rook to e1 by Miaoyi. And again, this still has happened a couple dozen times. This exact position, believe it or not, we're 13 moves in, has occurred more than, 2 dozen times in top grandmaster play. The FIDE master continues with bishop to d7, and now Miaoyi plays the strange move, knight to c1. And still, this position has happened more than a dozen times, even with this somewhat odd move in the position. The FIDE master continues with the strange knight moves trend and plays knight to b8. And it is as of this move that there's no other games where this had happened. This was a novel move in the position and a strange one. In the other games, rook a to e8 was played. In 8 games, pawn to f5 was played in 2 games, and knight back to f6 in the other ones. But yeah, in this game, we have knight to c8, strangely enough, and this is a brand new game. Miaoyi continues with pawn to f3, best possible move here. And now we have pawn to f5 by the FIDE master. Miaoyi plays pawn to e4 here. And the FIDE master plays knight to f4. And this is a mistake. He's overlooking kind of a tactic here. Maybe pause your video and see if you can find the very excellent move that Miaoyi plays, taking advantage of kind of danger levels here. The knight is threatening the bishop, which knights are not really generally worth quite as much as a bishop, so that would be kind of a loss to Miaoyi to lose her bishop to the knight, but she has something stronger. Hopefully you've paused your video if you want to find that move. Lu Miaoyi simply plays pawn captures on d5. So e captures on d5, unleashing attack on the queen and getting a free pawn here. So she's got a pawn advantage because the queen's got to do something. The FIDE master finds a strong enough move. He plays queen to f6 here. And Lu Miaoyi actually plays a bit of a strange move. Just, the pawn is under threat here. So she comes up with a creative way of just keeping her pawn. She's got these doubled pawns and maybe she wants to keep both of them. She plays rook to e5 here, which is a mistake. The engine says she should just go ahead and capture this pawn and just, be up her pawn. As those doubled pawns are really going to be kind of tough to hang on to. Anyway, we'll continue with what just happened on the chessboard, though. The FIDE master plays the best possible move in position, just pawn to c5 here. And Lu Miaoyi does find the best move as well, playing queen to f2. The FIDE master moves his queen to g5 here. And it would have been better to just, he needs to get his pieces coordinated. Right now, Lu Miaoyi's all just up in his business, and he's not getting any activity. So moving his queen again is not really helping. Although, he does have some obvious threats. He's threatening this fork here. He's the pawn being pinned absolutely to the king. So Lu Miaoyi's got to get out of that. And also, just putting, checkmating pressure possibly on the position, as Lu Miaoyi's queen can't exactly go on any kind of long furloughs away from her king. Anyway, we'll continue with what actually happened on the chessboard. Lu Miaoyi, of course, moves her king to h1, avoiding that terrible, horrible, no good, very bad fork. And we have c captures d4 by the FIDE master. And this is a bit of an inaccuracy. It's not really a mistake, picking up that material. What else was that pawn going to do? But there's a pretty fantastic move that Lu Miaoyi can play. Kind of a surprising move, an attacking move. It has to do with a tactic that it's available anyway, and it just kind of starts a cascade effect of attacking moves that Lu Miaoyi is able to play. So maybe pause your video and think, what would you play if you were Lu Miaoyi? What would you play here? Hopefully you paused your video if that's what you intend to do. But Lu Miaoyi plays the brilliant move, knight to e4. The pawn is pinned. Maybe not so difficult. The pawn is pinned to the queen, so the knight cannot be captured, of course. And so the FIDE master moves his queen back to g6. Lu Miaoyi continues with knight c5 now, attacking the undefended bishop. Best possible move in the position. And the FIDE master, kind of going for like a danger levels thing here once again. He plays knight capture. So the bishop is under attack. Whoops. So the bishop is under attack here. He goes and grabs the bishop, attacking the queen as well. Kind of a way of defending his bishop there. So we have knight captures on d3, but Lu Miaoyi just goes ahead and develops her other knight with c captures on d3. Knight c captures on d3. Or wait, you actually have to say knight 1 captures on d3 to differentiate between the two knights that could capture on d3. The FIDE master plays the best possible move, bishop to b5 here, and Lu Miaoyi now scoops up the pawn on d4. We have knight finally developing to b6 by the FIDE master, and Lu Miaoyi doubles her rooks on the e-file with rook f to e1. We have queen back to f7 by the FIDE master, and now Lu Miaoyi plays knight to f4, gaining a great outpost there. The FIDE master moves his queen to f6 here, and now Lu Miaoyi gets a great spot for her knight on h5, attacking the queen. The FIDE master moves his queen to g6, seemingly dealing with this errantly placed knight. Like, what is that knight doing there? How is that going to work? But Lu Miaoyi finds a brilliant move to show why that knight is so well placed, actually. Maybe pause your video and see if you want to find the move that Lu Miaoyi plays here. Really crushing. This is just the beginning of the end. It's going to take several more moves. Hopefully you pause your video if that's what you want to do, but Lu Miaoyi plays the brilliant move. The computer says this move was truly amazing, coming from Stockfish 15 at 3,500. Rook to E7 here. And yeah, you can't take the knight because you're going to get checkmated. So what are you going to do, Black? What are you going to do? Best possible move played by the FIDE master, just rook to F7, but Lu Miaoyi just goes ahead and captures. Best possible move. Rook captures on F7. We have queen captures on F7. And now knight to E6. Another brilliant move by Lu Miaoyi. Now 3 attackers on that G7 pawn. No way that Black can defend here. The Grandmaster tries with bishop to C4 here. This is really as good as he can do. Maybe rook to E8. But yeah, Black's in some serious trouble. There's blood in the water here. Lu Miaoyi goes ahead and grabs the pawn on G7 with the knight coming from the E file. So knight E captures on G7. We have rook now to E8 by the FIDE master. And Lu Miaoyi just goes ahead and pushes the pawn, as there were 3 attackers. And now with the pawn on D6, there's only 1 attacker here. The computer actually saying she could have just gone ahead and grabbed the F5 pawn, but she'll do that in a moment. We now have knight to C8 by the FIDE master, and Lu Miaoyi does grab the pawn on F5. So we're on move 33. So 33 moves into the game, and the FIDE master resigns the game. There's no way to defend. I wish I knew more about the time controls that were going on here, but the computer says mate in 17. That's a long ways off. That's if Black finds king to H7. If king to H7 is played, then he should be able to survive for 17 moves. If you play queen to F8, that's 13 moves. If you play anything else, it's mate in 8. So yeah, it makes sense that he resigned. Look at White's king. Look how cozy he is back here. I mean, I guess he could get back rank checkmated if the rook could be enticed to leaving, but why would he do that? And yeah, you can't touch these knights because of the checkmate threats. That all the pieces are just working so well together. Just a totally dominant position. So yeah, it does make sense that this FIDE master resigns the game to Lu Miaoyi. Thank you for joining me for that. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, as I'll be doing many game reviews every week. I also should be doing checkmate patterns, tactics. I'm teaching online classes, so if you want to join me for group or individual classes, just check out my email. Links in the description. But yeah, thank you for joining me. Take care, everybody.